The meeting is now officially called to order. We will now have the roll call to establish our quorum. Please do the roll call at this time, Melinda.
Thank you, Commissioner Adams. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our Human Resources Commission meeting. Today is Thursday, November 14, 2024. I will start the meeting with roll call. Commissioner Adams,
Present.
Commissioner Jordan,
Present.
right. Commissioner Banner,
Present.
Commissioner Cohen, Commissioner Cohen. It's noted that she is not present. Commissioner Gannon,
Present.
Commissioner Whitlock,
Present.
Commissioner Lloyd, Commissioner Lloyd. It's been noted that she is not present. Commissioner Armstead. Commissioner Armstead. Okay, this wave, I see you. Okay, all right. Good morning. And Commissioner Wooten. Commissioner Wooten. Okay. It's been determined that you guys have a quorum. Now back to you, Commissioner Adams.
Thank you, Melinda.
Mhm.
The next item on the agenda is the approval of the minutes for September 19th, 2024. Do I have a motion and a second to accept the minutes?
So move. Second.
We will now conduct the official vote. Belinda?
Chair Adams, this can be done by affirmation vote, so it would be a simple yes or no, unless you are requesting specifically for it to be a roll call vote, but it does not need to be.
Yes, I'm specifically requesting for this.
Okay, understood. Melinda, can you conduct the roll call vote for the motion that's on the table?
Sure. Commissioner Adams. We did a first and a second, so it should be an all in favor, correct?
Yes.
Right.
Commissioner Adams, I did clarify with him and he requested that it be a roll call vote. Is that
Gotcha.
right, Commissioner Adams?
That's correct.
Okay, you want to do a roll call? Perfect. All right. All right, Commissioner Adams, what is your
Roll call
vote?
for us to accept the minutes? I'm sorry, I just want to try to make sure. Is that what you're saying?
So yes, Commissioner Jordan, there is not a requirement that it be done by roll call, but if any of the members, based on Robert's rules, requests that any motion be done by roll call vote, then it will be done by roll call vote. And Commissioner Adams has requested that this motion be done by roll call vote.
Okay, let me start with the roll call vote. Commissioner Adams, can I have your vote to approve the meeting minutes for September 19th?
Approved.
Commissioner Jordan, can I have your approval? Can I have your vote?
I approve.
Commissioner Banner,
Approved.
Commissioner Gannon,
Approve.
Commissioner Whitlock,
Approved.
Commissioner Armstead,
Approved.
Commissioner Cohen. It's noted that she is not present to vote. Commissioner Lloyd. It's noted that she is not present to vote. And Commissioner Wooten. Noted that he is not present to vote. The vote is unanimous on approving the September 19 meeting minutes. Thank you, Commissioner Adams. You have the floor again.
Thank you, Melinda. On the current agenda for item number 3 is for the scheduling of the meetings for 2025. And Belinda, can you go ahead and share the screen for those dates? according to our bylaws, I think in Article 7, the commission is required to have a meeting starting in January and every other month on the third Thursday. But it does not give a specific time. And it's been brought to my attention that several of the commissioners were interested in proposing a different time. The 9 o'clock time has been established by historical precedent. That was the time that the committee department representatives could get their proper reports. And that's how it has been historically been conducted. However, we will discuss the possibility of adjusting the time if a majority of the commissioners wish to have a different time, maybe a midday time or a late afternoon time. So at this time, I will entertain any possible recommendations for a different time other than 9 a.m. on the third Thursday of the month.
Chairman Adams, this is Commissioner Banner.
Yes.
You said the third Thursday, but it looks like this sheet says the first Thursday, so I just want to clarify.
I might be mistaken, but I believe the bylaws state the third Thursday.
Chair Adams, I have the bylaws in front of me, and you are correct. It is the third Thursday under Section 1 of Article 7.
Thank you, Matt. Also, in Article 7, it does not state a specific time, but as I stated, historically, the time has been set at the 9 a.m. hour. That's the precedence that's been set. It does not mean that it can't be adjusted. That's why it was left open, I believe, in the bylaws. So who is interested in maybe offering a different time that will fit as a whole for this meeting? Because it was brought to my attention that several have asked that the meeting be possibly changed because of scheduling issues. But if a majority of the commissioners prefer to have it at the 9 a.m. time, that's the time it will remain unless the whole commission agrees to make the change.
9 a.m. I mean, as long as I know when it's going to be and I can put it on my schedule, it doesn't really matter.
Okay.
Same for me. As long as I have them in advance, most of the time would be okay with the
Okay,
9.
we have Commissioner Gannon and Commissioner Armstead saying that we can remain at 9. Is there anyone else?
Yeah, me as well. Any time is fine, and I would even love earlier, but I'm sure that doesn't work for our county folks. But yes, anytime is good with me.
Okay, Vice Chairman Jordan has stated 9 a.m. Anyone else?
I have no preference.
And Chair Adams, I would just like to point out is that not only does it say that first Thursday on this paper, but just checking those dates is that they are not the third Thursday. None of them are the third Thursday. So just to be consistent with the bylaws, I would ask for different dates to be established for your meeting schedule for 2025.
Yeah, and I do apologize. I just was piggybacking off of the previous housing resource Representative Kaya. I was just going by what her schedule was for this year, so I just put it in just to give you guys something to look at or to reflect on right now. But absolutely, I do see the bylaws say for every third Thursday of the month, so I can definitely change those dates. But it's just the months. Are you guys okay with the months for the every other month, or do you want to do the quarterly? And we can always change the dates. It's just the months.
And Melinda, just to point out on Section 1 of Article 7 is that the HRC did adopt bylaws that did call for it to be every other month, not quarterly. It previously was quarterly, but the members of this commission did approve bylaws that made it every other month. So I would ask that the meetings be every other month.
Gotcha. All right. So disregard the quarterly. Okay.
Okay,
If you guys like to continue, we're gonna do the every other month, and I can change those dates into for every other, for the third Thursday of the month, for those months, for those particular months, so if you guys are okay with that.
yes, well, the majority of the commissioners have agreed that it will remain every other month. And we just make the adjustment on the specific dates, and you can send that out by emails to be confirmed.
Absolutely.
And
Thank you.
Chair Adams, could we have a
Yes.
motion and a second for adopting the meeting schedule for 2025 to be like, as you stated?
I make a
you.
motion that we adopt the every other month, third Thursday of the month, 9 a.m. meeting times.
I second.
Is there a second? It's been moved and properly second to accept the meeting times as every other month as currently stated. By affirmation on this item, all in favor say aye.
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 Are there any opposed? By number of affirmation, the affirmation ayes have it. And that has been passed and adopted to retain the schedule of every other month on the third Thursday, which will be amended and corrected with the proper dates by Melinda, and she will send that out via email for confirmation. We have an abbreviated agenda today, and we're not going to keep everyone beyond the time necessary, but we will have the reports as noted on the agenda schedule. So we'll go ahead and turn the floor over to Chauncia. Thank you for, I want to say thanks to both Chauncia and Melinda for making sure that the schedule and the agenda was properly set up. We appreciate you taking the time to make sure that that was right. So at this time, we'll receive Chauncia Mayfield for the supportive housing program and her update.
Good morning, commissioners. I will be very brief. Chair Adams, you asked me to confirm in regards to the affordable housing strategic plan.
Yes.
Your current plan that is in place is for 2021 through 2025. And so your next plan is due for beginning in 2026. And so therefore, during this year, the commissioners, however you choose to move forward with that, Chair Adams, begin to come together to prepare your next strategic plan that is due in 2026. The current plan that you have is a 5-year plan. And so that was the update information that I was to share with you.
Okay. That is noted. Thank you, Chauncia. That will be one of the first agenda items for 2025. And we, between now and December, I may call a special session among the commissioners just to review the current plan, and that will be used as a template going into 2025 in our planning stages for the new 5-year plan. So I will go over the schedule between now and December, and I will send out an email notification as to when the possible date will be for our special session.
And the next update that I have is that the HRC FY 2025 procurement certification documents have been submitted for review and approval. And once that is completed, then the supportive housing team can begin to move forward with the execution of the contracts. So we are awaiting review and approval of the certification documents for the HRC FY 2025 funding.
How far is procurement in that process?
Amy Ellis, I could speak to that. They have been submitted. I don't know how long it would take them to actually to review and approve, but they have been submitted.
Thank you, Chauncey. I just asked that once you hear back any type of update from them, as far
Sure.
as if that could be submitted to Melinda and she can send out a email notification just to let us know that this has been approved, blah, 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 and then
Yes.
we'll take it from there. Thank you
Yes,
so
will
much for that information.
will do.
Okay. We want to move to the second section of item 4, the finance report. We will now hear from Mr. Ewell Williams.
Chairman Adams, due to some updated information that I received yesterday afternoon, I'm going to take care of both of these reports if that's okay with you.
That's fine. The chair recognizes Mr. Robert Smith.
Good morning, Chairperson Adams and the Housing Resource Commission. Thank you for the opportunity to speak this morning. For anyone who may not be familiar with me, I'm the Senior Accounting Supervisor at St. Louis County Department of Human Services, and it is my pleasure to speak with you this morning. Melinda, if you could put up the spreadsheet. For income currently in 2024 year to date through October, there has been a fee income of $342,318 and has seen interest generated in the amount of $28,322.05 for a total of $370,646.05. This represents the first 10 months of the year. And I can estimate that we will generate approximately another $61,617.24 in the remaining 2 months of November and December. This figure was calculated by taking the monthly average for the first 10 months and then subtracting 10% to get an estimated amount per month for November and December, which is in line with the trend for the past 4 years of revenue for those 2 remaining months of the year.
Robert, well, 1 minute, please. Melinda, can you increase the screen, please, by up to maybe about 70%? That's fine right there. Thank you. Go ahead, Robert.
Now, Melinda, if you could click on the expense tab. Currently on the total of $512,480 to disperse this year, we have reimbursed our partners and contracting agencies. We have dispersed a total of $344,453.78 year to date, which equals 67.21% of the 2023 housing or 2024 Housing Resource Commission funds. Linda, if you could click back to the revenue report, that first tab. As far as our fund cash balance, we began 2024 with a beginning cash balance of $946,000, $453.55. With the above mentioned income and expenses that we've incurred this fiscal year, we currently have a cash balance of $972,639.82. If we disperse the remaining 2024 funds at my estimated income is accurate, we should close out 2024 with an HRC cash balance of approximately $866,230.84. Melinda, if you could switch to the medical marijuana spreadsheet. Our efforts in getting to the bottom of the medical marijuana sales tax has finally begun to bear fruit. I received the following information to report that the 2024 medical marijuana sales tax of 1.5% contribution to the Affordable Housing Trust Fund totaled so far year to date of $40,056, with the county budget office estimating a total of $56,424 in sales tax revenue estimated for the year. I am still trying to uncover the 2023 figures and will communicate them to you once I have them. Also, the documentation that I received does not break this amount down into tax revenue for each reporting facility in the county as it did previously. And once I have that information, I will share it to you.
Mr.
Robert, you said
Smith,
that you reached, I'm sorry, go ahead. Vice Chairman Jordan, is that you?
it is, sir. I just
Go
had
ahead.
I'm sorry, is this a time for questions, Mr. Adams, or are you going
Yes,
to
go-
ask something else before you open
go
it up
ahead.
for questions?
That's fine.
Okay. What we're looking at right now, I do see that you've got well, first of all, thank you so much. I'm so glad that we've got some progress. Thank you, you and everyone else that worked on that. But what I'm looking at here, it looks like it's cumulative by month. And I was just curious, do we have what it is just for the month? Is that middle column perhaps?
Yeah,
The
the
5940
sorry,
column?
I'll let you finish. I'm sorry. Please
No,
forgive me.
please go ahead.
The column in the center, the 5940, is
Uh-huh.
the amount that's taken from the county sales tax generated revenue, and the 1.5% that's dedicated to the Affordable Housing Trust Fund, which is then sent to us.
So when you are able, hopefully prayerfully, to uncover the 2023 data, because I believe what we're looking at for 2023 is cumulative, right? So I can't really compare like October to October, for example.
Right.
Is that right?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm still trying to get to the bottom of
Gotcha.
the 2023 disbursements and why they're not showing up.
So this 192.42%, that's looking at the change for the cumulative, which is really not helpful in this case because we don't really have a cumulative for 2023. Is that right? Just make sure I'm understanding it right. The 192 is cumulative?
Yes, that's the cumulative amount that was given to me from the county budgeting office.
Okay. Wonderful. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
Are there any other questions on the information that I've presented?
Yes, Robert, you mentioned earlier that you was given this information recently. How did you receive the information? Did that come directly from the state, or did it filter down from another department? Because there's been some confusion as to how stuff has been delivered. So can you share that with us, please?
The information that I received yesterday afternoon came from our county budgeting office, specifically the county's budget manager.
Okay. So that's the amount that was allocated to the commission, the Affordable Housing Trust Fund. Did they indicate what account it will be held in?
The second GL string at the bottom of this page indicates the fund GL string that these funds are currently being held in. The Affordable Housing Trust Fund at 5940-5020-5021-463-110 number. That is the county general ledger accounting string that those funds are being held in.
Also, were you able to find out per that particular account, how far back does the history go?
The history goes back 2024, 2023, and 2022. I have some questions about some irregularities on the 2023 numbers. That's why I was hesitant to show those today. The information that was given to me yesterday shows that the money was deposited into that account on 3 occasions and then removed and reversed for 3 of those deposits. So I am inquiring with the budget office as to why that occurred, and to see if I can get those 3 transactions reversed, so I can give you an accurate assessment of our 2023 numbers.
Okay, I appreciate you doing the research on that, because I'm very much interested as into why there was a reversal and who approved that. And I'm sure it had to come above the budget office. It had to be somewhere else, another approving authority to have caused that to be reversed, since those are our official funds for the county. And they were designated by law and by ordinance, specific allocation to the Affordable Housing Trust Fund. So somebody had to authorize that per the ordinance. Is that, am I correct in that, Mac?
So as to the interplay of budgeting, I don't have the details of that. Mr. Smith could probably talk more on that, but you are correct that the percentage for the medical marijuana tax is to go to the commission. But as to how the county manages its money, I don't have knowledge of that.
Okay, thank you, Mac. Commissioner Banner.
Present.
Yes. Is there anything that you can share on your end as to your knowledge of those procedures?
Not today.
With
Not today, but we will do some research and we'll answer your questions as soon as we get some additional information.
Okay, I appreciate that. I think that's something important that the commissioners should know, so it can be properly documented in the event we have to give a report before the county council. And I would hate to not be able to explain what took place if we were asked to be present to make a report. So I would like to have that in place and discuss among the commissioners so that we're all aware as to what took place and have an understanding on how that information is disseminated and how those decisions are made. So I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Robert, thank you for preparing the report for the finance report, as well as the marijuana tax update. That's that was an excellent update. That's the best information we received all year as far as specific numbers, what's there, and how it got there. So we appreciate your efforts, and please continue to, along with Commissioner Banner, to research that out, to get the additional information that we need to have a full understanding. So we appreciate everyone's efforts in that area. As I've stated, if there's are there any other questions from the commissioners concerning the report for the finance report as well as the marijuana tax update? The floor is open for your questions at this time. If there are no other questions, we consider that report complete. And again, thank you, Robert, for compiling both reports on behalf of Mr. Williams. Item number 5, we want to, according to the calendar, the third Thursday in January is the 16th. So that would be the chair recognizes Vice Chair Nancy Jordan.
I'm so sorry. I didn't move fast enough when you were asking for the question. Mr. Smith, I know that things happen, you know, you all are moving and grooving, and like some of this information you just got yesterday, but I'm just curious going forward, is there any way for us to receive the financial report prior to the meeting, just so that we can review and perhaps, you know, understand it, so that if we actually do have questions during the meeting, we can, you know, speak intelligently? And just wondering, even if, you know, you need to stop the data, you know, a month or something prior, just so that you can prepare it, that would be helpful for me, if that's possible.
Absolutely. If that is the wishes of the commission, then I will stop the recording the month prior, or whatever the pleasure of the commission is, to make sure my information is disseminated out in a timely manner.
And this is Commissioner Whitlock. I agree. I would love to have that information ahead of time for review, if I possibly can.
Absolutely. And I just want to just chime in. Normally I do send the report, but due to the special circumstances, we wanted to make sure that everything was correct and was giving you all the correct information, and we wanted everything lined up correctly. So we didn't, I didn't give that to you, because I always give you guys an update with the agenda and the meeting minutes and all that good stuff the Friday before. So on the email, the invite that I sent you guys, I did state that, you know, the financial report will be delayed, because we wanted to make sure it was accurate. But yeah, I always send it out to you guys prior to. It's just this one time we wanted to make sure everything was right. But just like Robert said, we'll definitely have it for you going forward.
Thank you, Commissioner Jordan and Commissioner Whitlock, for your feedback. I concur. I do understand the special circumstance concerning why Robert did not want to share the information, because he didn't have the full understanding of what was going on. So I appreciate him being able to, you know, wants to have the full information. So going forward, I know that he will, once he gets that documentation and what he needs, it will be properly documented, and we will get that report prior to the next meeting. And we do recognize it was a special situation, because he just got it yesterday. He wants to have an understanding of some of the information, because it will only generate more questions if we had gotten that understandably. So we do understand why in this situation it was a special circumstance. So we do understand it going forward. We will be given the information prior to the meeting, so we can review it, so we can generate our own questions with the full information. So it's understood. The chair recognizes Commissioner Banner.
Thank you, Chairman Adams. I just want to also notate that this report was ran by another department within county. And so what we can also do, if you would like, is to have the individual who pulled this report and pulled it together come and present to the HRC and explain it to all of us. Would that be a service that the commissioners would be interested in?
Yes.
Okay. I can absolutely facilitate that. I do want to be clear in that although my staff typically represent enough knowledge and information regarding the finances that flow through the HRC, they are not the sole authority on much of the information. Oftentimes, they are also facilitators of gathering the information that you need in order to address your questions, but keeping in mind that we're actually working in between multiple departments in order to provide you all with the information that you need in order to make informed decisions. So I did hear one yes, but Chairman Adams, if you would like to confirm for me, if that's an appropriate service that you would like for us to also provide to the HRC, we can certainly do that.
Yes, that will be good at I think at an appropriate time in the near future. But what I would like is for that person to provide Robert the full information. He presents it, and then they will come back and then they can explain the process. That way we will have the whole information, and then we can act specific as to what, if we have a misunderstanding of what's been documented, because now we have the full report. So yes, and at that time, we can bring that person in to maybe the February meeting, excuse me, the March meeting, and they can walk us through their process of how they deliver the information to us. Well, to Robert and then to us. So yes.
Okay, just so I'm clear, there are reports that are ran by different departments. And so if we need the support in this forum so that you have all of the knowledge available to you, are you comfortable with us having someone present based on the report that was ran by another department at the HRC meeting?
Okay, I'm not clear as to, are you saying that as opposed to the departmental people reporting, would we be interested in having the other person from the other department report, or those other persons? I'm not clear as to what you're stating.
Okay, let me try to rephrase. So today we had a report that was ran by a different department, and
Yes.
Robert has done his best to explain it, but obviously you have additional questions. If we had the individual who ran the report with us today, they may have been able to answer your question with Robert. Would you be comfortable if we invited that individual next time there is a report that's not ran by us, but ran by another department? If we go ahead and invite that person to join Robert to support him in answering all of your questions at the time that you place the item on the agenda?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
And you had mentioned earlier that you can make the proper arrangements. Can you do that for our January meeting?
I can absolutely facilitate that. I
Thank
will
you so
make that my goal. You're welcome.
Are there any additional questions or statements from the commissioners?
Well, I just want to wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving. Does that count?
Yes, thank you so much.
Happy Thanksgiving.
One last final item. Thank you, Commissioner Gannon. Melinda, was there any public comments documented, or were there any special requests from the public per the last meeting?
No, Commissioner Evans, I didn't have anything.
In the event, I'll call a special session for December. I believe that if we have a quorum, that will be a public meeting. Even though it's a special session, it will still be considered a public meeting. Is that correct, Matt?
It is correct.
Okay. I have no problem with that being public, because I would like for that next special meeting, that special session, to discuss the strategic plan based upon the current plan being used as a template going into 2025. And that would be the one and only item for that special session in our discussion. And once I determine the date, I will notify all the commissioners of that date via Melinda at that time. And then we will officially meet and discuss how we will approach, and if necessary, set up various standing committees to deal with aspects of the strategic plan as we work on it throughout 2025. And that will be done at the special session in December. Did I hear someone?
Yes, this is
Commissioner Armstead?
Commissioner. Yes. Would someone be so kind to send us the current strategic plan? My apologies if I don't know that I can put my fingers on it right now. The one that we would be reviewing for the future one.
I believe we do have a copy of that in the archives. Now that plan is very exhaustive, so it's
Okay.
very large. That file, you make sure that you have enough memory to to download that
What
plan.
are we updating that or starting from scratch?
It's going to be used as that will be used as a template. We're not going to start from scratch.
Yeah, if that would be nice. And then I wonder if that should be a in-person meeting. If we're talking a strategic plan, it just seems being in person to talk about something like that might be a better way to engage.
Well, we will all have to, Commissioner Officer, we will all have to agree that we will have an in-person meeting that's suitable for all commissioners' schedule. So I would think perhaps the March meeting would be appropriate for that. That way we be into the new year, and then we can all kind of decide what will be the best time to meet to discuss in person. Is that
Okay,
all right for all the commissioners?
Yeah, I agree. I think March would be better. I think the weather could be better.
mhm.
Yeah, I
Mm,
agree.
Okay, we'll place that as an agenda item for January to discuss an in-person setting to discuss the strategic plan for 2026. And we'll discuss that at the floor. The chair recognizes Vice Chair Jordan. You have a comment?
No, sir.
I saw you flash. That's why. All right, we'll have that. Thank you, Commissioner Gannon. We're going to have that as an agenda item to discuss in January as to when to meet in person for March. That's agreeable for all commissioners' schedule and respective department heads. All right, as per item number 5, January 2025, that date is for the 16th, and the appropriate time will be sent out officially by Melinda for that date, and then we will meet at that time with the appropriate agenda items. If there's nothing else, I will entertain a motion to adjourn with a proper second.
So
I make
moved.
a motion, we adjourn.
All right.
Second.
By affirmation, all in favor say aye.
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 Hey,
I believe we're all in agreement. The time is 9:48 a.m. We are now officially adjourned. Please look for my communication for our special session in December to discuss the strategic planning goals for 2025. Thank you for attending. I appreciate it. Stay safe. And we'll look forward to our next meeting in January. In December.
holidays.
All right, thank
Happy
you,
holidays, everyone.
everybody.
Bye-bye.
Thank you so much.
Bye.